Welcome back to another episode of Shizoda and Friends podcast. I'm Shizoda, and I am so happy to be here with you all. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're using those PTO days and taking the much needed break, whether it's from school or work. There's a lot of holidays around this time, from Christmas to New Year's to winter solstice and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. I hope you're all having a safe and healthy holiday season with your loved ones, and special moment of consideration, of recognition to those who may not be with their family or who have lost someone this year. Sending you all love and warmth and comfort. Yeah. This episode, we have my friend Miguel coming on, and we have Roma as co-hosts. I love having my friends over on these podcasts, and it's just really been awesome to be able to share this with so many different human beings in my life. Miguel and I met at JP Morgan when we both interned there. Since JP Morgan, he's now worked at Google, and he works at HBO now, so it's really cool that he's been around these different places. He's actually also worked at a small startup or smallish or medium-sized company called Animoto. That was his first internship. He talks about how he entered Hunter College as a nursing student, unaware of the tech industry, to where he is now, and how he struggled with his GPA and the curriculum, and what he used to break into these companies. He was also kind enough to share his resume, so you get to see what his earlier resume looked like before Google and JP Morgan and all these big companies. So he shares a lot here. He also shows us his beautiful keyboards. He has a huge collection, a hobby of sorts with keyboards. He is also an avid gamer and an anime lover. I don't think we got into animes in this episode, but Miguel is just overall a really cool human being, and we talk about breaking into his technical career, and a little bit about what engineering means and what it means to be a good engineer. So this episode is a lot. We have a lot of really cool things, and I wish we had even more time. But they're only an hour, and I know even an hour is a lot for y'all, so I'll keep it to an hour for now. Yeah, if you like what you heard, feel free to subscribe. Join our Discord server. It's fairly quiet, so you won't get too many notifications. There's also a newsletter where every month I kind of just reflect on life, and also update people on the podcast so you don't miss an episode. I really enjoy writing them. It's been a lot of fun to do this. This is our 6th episode, which is bonkers. That's ridiculous, and I'm so happy with how it's going. Yeah, enjoy. Okay, take 2. Miguel, Roma, it is so good to have you all here today. How are we doing? Miguel, maybe you can go first.
Hello, I am good.
Still good? From 6 minutes ago?
Still good. Take 2, still good. I'm sure you're gonna use the first clip, right? Yeah, you.
No, I won't.
Oh, okay.
Breaking fourth wall.
I hope you don't use the first clip, because I deleted that.
Really?
Well, I figured I need the memory space, so.
All right, Roma, how are you doing? How's life?
He didn't answer. He just said, "I'll just use the first clip."
Okay.
Hey, I mean, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, spoiler, I'm good.
I'm good too, alive and kicking it.
Super smooth intros. I like how clean that was. It was so far been a minute for us. Let's get into it. Miguel, tell us a little bit about your tech journey and how you entered the industry.
For sure. So my name is Miguel. I am a software engineer. Big surprise, Zoda interviewing another software engineer. So I went to, I guess I can start from the beginning. I attended Hunter College. Weebly Purple, CUNY student. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I graduated from Hunter College 2 years ago. I started out in nursing, in the nursing scholar program, in freshman, and then I transfer to the computer science program at Hunter, like after literally 2 weeks. And then after that, I had a internship with the CUNY 2X program. So that was like my first exposure to tech. I worked at a startup called Animoto for the summer. After that, I did a bunch of hackathons, and then eventually in one hackathon called Code for Good, um, I landed an internship with JP Morgan Chase, and that's where I met
Ooh.
Shazota.
We had a whole little CUNY gang. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And then yeah, after that, I started applying for more jobs, and then I got into the engineering residency program at Google. Um, so that was like my year-long internship, and then after that, I am now at HBO Max as a software engineer. Um, Currently working at the experience operations team. So, what that basically is kind of like a internal tool in React. I've been pretty much coding in React my whole career. This app kind of like like exposes like customer journeys. So like literally like a video journey of users going through the HBO Max app, and we use like AWS Canaries to kind of monitor like these journeys, and that's basically like automated ways to go through the HBO Max website. So like when the HBO Max like homepage had a 404 page, like our app like caught that. So yeah, internal monitoring tool stuff, fun. Yeah, that's it for me, I guess.
Okay, tell us a little bit about how you went from nursing straight into computer science at Hunter.
Sure. Yeah, so funny thing is, like, in nursing, I was, like, the only guy. And then, as soon as I transitioned into comp sci, there was literally, like, only one girl, so.
Big
Yeah,
jump.
Yep, big jump. So yeah, so in the scholar program that I was in, I was a little more familiar with like medicine, because like I took a pre-med course. Like I was in the pre-med program in high school, and I didn't know anything about tech. So like I was hoping like I would feel more comfortable since I like knew stuff, but like I realized that like I didn't actually like nursing. Like I would be a terrible nurse. Like if you were bedridden right now, I would honestly just like get you a Campbell soup from the grocery and
That
hope
sounds
you
like
live.
a great nurse to me.
Yeah, what more do you need?
Yeah, true. So yeah, like one day in the nursing program, I was in a class, and then the head nurse at the time was kind of giving a speech for our program, and then what she said was, if you want to be a nurse, you have to be passionate. You have to be the best nurse you can be. And I was feeling really intimidated, and then like I was like only here because like people told me that nursing is a stable job, and I had no like actual career prospects.
I think a lot
So
of people do that.
yeah, the classic college switch. So then yeah, I knew there. I'm glad I knew early that it wasn't for me. So the first thing I did was send a lot of emails to like kind of like the board and like the scholar programs, and then the computer science professor, Mike Zamansky, actually replied back to me, and like yeah, I was able to transfer.
So that nurse basically like blessed you. She like changed the trajectory of your whole life. If she had been sick that day, you would be doing nursing right now.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Isn't that crazy? Like the butterfly effect.
We live in a matrix.
Yeah, I feel like computer science professors have always said the same thing. Like if you're not like fully passionate about computer science, if you're not willing to like put like 18 hours a week in my class, like don't even bother. At least at Brooklyn College, I experienced that like multiple times. Same thing with the engineering program. Like the professors would be like, if you're not, this isn't your life or death, like don't even bother being here.
That's true of every single class I've ever taken at Brooklyn College, like the intro classes.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, it's weird. Because like, if you're smart enough, you can still do the job. You don't have to like it, right?
And it's not true.
Yeah, also that.
I don't know, like the computer science classes, they were like, you need to put 20 hours a week. And I was like a comp sci minor. I was like, no. I did like 4 hours a month. And I passed.
A month? That's like 1 hour a week for all your classes, Roma?
I was a minor. I took like one computer science class a semester.
Oh, funny enough, didn't you also at one point consider medicine?
I was pre-med in high
Roma?
school too. What high school did you go to? Because most high schools don't have like tracks.
Oh, I was in Queens, so probably weren't in the same high school.
Oh, probably not. I was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But back to this, because I feel like we veered off really heavy. Like, why computer science? It seems like you jumped from nursing straight to comp sci.
Mm-hmm. Well, I looked in the mirror and I saw that I was an Asian male, and I thought, where do Asian males go to get jobs? And then there you go. I I became a computer science student there.
I love that. There you go.
No, that's got to be a joke.
No, it isn't. Okay. We know the answer already.
We do.
Yeah, there's so many, and it's honestly not a surprise. Like, I kind of had like a very similar background. Like, I played a lot of video games back in the day, and like I've always liked computers. Like, I don't know why I didn't consider that to be like a good job. Well, honestly, like I didn't even know that like tech existed. Like, I didn't know you could center a div and then make $100,000. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. When I found out too, crazy.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like tech now got way more popular, and people know that more. But yeah, back then, like I had no idea. But yeah, I've always played games. So like in some games, I would like hack, right, and then I'd be curious, like, oh, how do these people make these hacks? So what I would do is I would like Google source codes and I would like open them, and then like I would not understand anything, but like I would just kind of like compile them and then just like yeah, that was like kind of like my first exposure. Like I've like really like enjoyed like looking into that. So then I was like, hey, why not?
Do you ever make your own hacks? Like when you learned how to code?
I did. But like they weren't like good enough to like post on forums. They were just kind of like for me. Like, yeah.
Wait, so tell us a little more about that. Like, do you remember like the first few projects and the first few hacks? You were like, wait a minute, we have something here. This is of substantial value.
Mm-hmm. Wait, like for game hacking or for like just anything in general? Okay.
Yeah, the first few game hacks where you're like, I'm kind of proud of this.
Okay. I mean, I used to hack in like MapleStory. So that's kind of like a game I used to play in middle school. I like yeah. Sometimes like kind of like hacks would get patched, right? So then like after a lot of research, I like figured out how to like update a hack of my so there's this kind of like this hack where all the monsters like get vacuumed into like one space, and then like you would just like farm them from there, and then it's pretty much like infinite XP and gold. So yeah, that was like one of the hacks I like kind of updated and made, and it was pretty cool, I guess. Yeah.
That sounds cool. You should have published it. You could have helped out, like, I don't know, a fellow hacker.
Yeah.
Also, middle school, that would have been about like 12 to 14. That's actually pretty sick. Very early.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still play games?
Oh yeah, all the time. Not MapleStory. I have some friends who still play games though. But yeah, definitely do still play games.
I feel like gaming has been kind of really awesome, to be honest. Like a really good way to connect over COVID, like with everyone at home. Gaming is such a natural way to still like get that social connection and like social feeling, really. I wish I gamed more, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm like really glad I like established that like gaming culture in high school, because like I still do like Discord night with the boys like once a week type of thing. And then yeah, it honestly is like a great way to like see what's up with your friends.
What are you gaming with now, or what are you playing now? I don't know the term.
What am I playing now?
Yeah.
Well, with my friends, I'm playing a game called like Back for Blood, which is like a zombie game. It's like a shooter game that you play with your friends. Very similar to Left 4 Dead. On my own, I play a lot of fighting games. So games like Street Fighter, games like Tekken, Guilty Gear. I even have like my fight stick over here. Yeah, I play a lot of games.
Oh shit!
I even tried going to tournaments. Mm-hmm.
You have your own fight stick.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know I mentioned I have a keyboard hobby, but I also have like a fight stick hobby. Like all the controls. I'm just like a nerd about them. Yeah, you wouldn't.
It's like very tactile too.
I just realized they don't even have any like labels on the keyboards.
Oh wait, on you mean on the fight stick?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's all black.
It is all black. So like this is moving forward, this is moving back. Yeah, you can actually play fighting games with just buttons instead of like the analog. But yeah, you kind of just have to memorize it.
Wait, can we see the other one?
Yep.
Is there a joystick on that one?
Yeah, this is joystick.
Oh, there
over
is.
here.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's literally so fire.
ASMR. Quick ASMR break. Okay, I definitely want to go more into your keyboard hobby, and I think we should like show off all the cool keys you've been collecting. But I want to go back to breaking into tech just a little bit. I'm trying to like segment the interview now and see if that works.
Okay.
You said it pretty casually, just like HBO, JP Morgan, Google, but those are like kind of a big deal, and it's a huge accomplishment, especially if you only like really got into it during college. What were the hardest part for you in breaking into those companies?
Well, kind of like when I started out in computer science and Hunter, I didn't really have like the best grades. Like I like failed discrete math, and then like my GPA was like 3 and that was like my overall. My computer science GPA was like a 2 or something. But I think like kind of like I didn't know how to break into tech, right? And like the only understanding I had was, oh, you have to get good grades and you have to study, and like I didn't know about lead code either. So like little did I know there was even more studying that was involved. So I kind of had like that insecurity, like, oh, like, do I have what it takes to like be in tech? And then I later found out that all the GPA doesn't matter. What matters is like kind of like the side projects you have, and like kind of like the like your knowledge and like kind of like practical stuff, and like JavaScript, which I like kind of studied in my own time. So thankfully I was set there. But yeah, I guess like what was hard for me was like understanding how to break into tech. And thankfully, like there was a program happening at the time called CUNY2X, and like that was like kind of my gateway, because like once I had one internship program, like the interviews started flying in, right?
Yeah, and I think that's really, really important to stress. Like, just because you're not doing good in school and in the theoretical stuff, that doesn't mean you're not going to be like a really good engineer. And from what you said, like I wasn't sure like tech was actually an actual industry that I can go into. It sounded like you don't have a whole lot of people that can tell you how to break into the tech industry.
Correct.
So how did you figure that out on your own?
Really, it was just kind of like friends, and the program. Like I was kind of exposed to people in the field, and I kind of just asked my friends like what are you doing, or like how are you getting how'd you get an internship? And then it really was like from there, like I like saw applications, and then I guess it was just talking to people in the program, and Like, yeah.
I think you also went to a lot of hackathons. I feel like we have like a lot of mutuals who just like know each other from hackathons. Was that
Yes.
like a big part for you too? Like
Oh
finding your own
yeah,
community?
big time. Yeah, I think once I like I felt like I was more in the CS community once I started doing hackathons. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because like you start seeing like-minded people who are also like really into side projects and really into just like making something, and yeah, like all the companies are like there, and like I didn't even know um like this community even existed, right? So super fun.
And then that's how you two met, right? At a hackathon or at JP Morgan because of the hackathon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Code for good.
We did go to the same hackathon, Code for Good. We just didn't see each other.
Yeah.
At all. I also love hackathons. I think I might have mentioned this in the podcast before. And like hackathons is like how I fell in love with tech, because like that's when I started like working with people who are like super smart, and it's a competition. Hackathons are supposed to be a competition, but everyone is so collaborative and they help each other out, and within like 24 to 36 hours they just build like some of the coolest things ever.
Yep.
But I have a very specific question for you, which is, when you had these lower GPAs, did you put them on your resume? That's something I hear all the time when I'm like helping people with their resumes. They don't know whether they should put their GPA on.
So I asked my teacher about this, and what he told me was that if you don't put your GPA, the companies will automatically assume the worst.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was afraid of that. So I honestly, I put that 3.0 and I was just like,
that's it. It's out of my hands. Would you be?
But it seems like it worked out, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Would you be willing to share what your resume looked like with these side projects and
Yeah,
like GPA?
for sure. I can tell you how my resume was when I was going into CUNY 2X. So like
Earlier resume.
yeah, my super early resume. So like this is the resume where like I didn't have any tech experience. I've only had like working in Uniqlo, working in like the visitor center at Hunter. Like I did not have anything like tech other than the fact that I was in CS. So yeah. So I actually did like a few side projects. Well, not even side projects. I guess like side projects / like tech explorations, right? And yeah, in my resume, I had like I had a Chrome extension that I made that like what it did was whenever you go on like CUNY first, it would actually like highlight where the teacher is next to a class, and if you hover over it, it'll show like their rate my professor like
That's killer.
like summary and like a review of it. And then like
That's actually awesome. You should put that on the Chrome store.
so I actually tried. And funny thing is I put it on the Chrome store and I thought I was like hot shit, right? That I was like,
You
oh, I'm
are.
a developer.
That's fire.
Hell
This
yeah.
is such a cool like app. And then a month later, after it was published in the Chrome store, I got an email from Rate My Professor with a cease and desist.
What?
Yes. And it was really scary. It was just like they were talking about Rate My Professor Incorporated. Like, bro, this is not even a company.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So did you cease and desist?
I desisted so fast. Yeah.
Wait, did you put this like on GitHub, or was that also like not allowed?
They told me to remove the repo, so I did.
How'd they even find this? Like,
I wish I knew, but it was like public in the Chrome store, and I guess someone snitched on me. Like,
a professor probably reported you. They were like, I have a low rating. None of the kids are signing up for my classes. It's this kid's fault.
yeah. I mean, like, people already like had a separate tab to view like Rate My Professor, but I wanted to make it just a little easier, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But thankfully my source code was still there when I was applying to CUNY 2X, and I talked about it in the interview and they really liked it. So Yeah, I got in through there.
I'm always kind of curious about how each CUNY school does within like the tech area. So like how was the computer science program? How was the computer science community culture at Hunter?
Um, what community? I'm just kidding. I feel like when you apply to CUNYs, people are like, oh, I want to go to Grove School of Engineering because they're CS there, or I want to go to Queens College because they're CS there. But people go to Hunter for nursing, and that's true because like the CS community like in Hunter isn't as strong, or like there isn't as many resources. So like the fact that I didn't even know about like tech as a career and the options like kind of showed um like kind of like the lacking of CS at Hunter. And like the professors, they were all like super theoretical. um yeah.
But that's every college. That's every
That's
college.
true.
I don't think I've ever met someone who's like, oh no, my like actual courses were useful in the industry.
That's
It's
true.
just meant for theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard to get a seat in the classes?
um Seat as in like to like reserve like a
Right. Yeah. For Brooklyn College, people are like fighting to death for like a seat in class.
oh
They're like
so
begging for extra seats. Like, let me sit outside the window. I'll just stare.
yeah, I've seen that behavior actually. Like they like you know how like a class has like a cap like 30 students.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the what ended up happening is like a CS class would have 40 students. And then like every class they would just bring in chairs from another room. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know about your classes, but a lot of my intro classes would be like 40 people, and then like halfway through semester to like 15 maybe. Did you also have that experience?
Wait,
Where people
can
were
you
just
repeat
dropping
that?
out?
Oh yeah, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's-
people go in and out of CS pretty frequently.
Yeah.
What made you stick with it?
Honestly, the friends we made throughout the way.
Aww, the real treasure was the friendship.
I feel like once I kind of established my like own like clique, I guess like it was a lot easier then because we would like share notes with each other, and like believe me, I was just like the worst note taker on this world. So yeah, that's what it's community for sure.
Seems like networking helped you a lot. Like having friends in tech and like hearing from them helped you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, super important. And like I know like not everyone can like find their clique. Like I know a lot of people at Hunter were very like to themselves, and like did their entire college like solo, and that is super common, especially in CUNY. So like I would totally suggest to like just reach out and just like say hi. I don't know.
Yeah, community is so important, and like the people you're like meeting at college now. I mean, if like college students are listening, those are the people that are gonna like help you get jobs. Those are the people that help you when you're like struggling during interviews. Those are the people that help you when you're struggling in classes. So it's like a lifelong. And I feel like college friends are like lifelong friends. Like after college, like I don't know, like I don't.
It's hard to make friends.
I still don't really know how to make work friends. I don't know if you're having the same trouble, but I cannot make friends at work.
All my coworkers have like kids and a house, and and their small talk is talking about like installing solar panels. So like yeah, I can definitely relate with that.
Okay, I do have
Are you
one
the
more
youngest
question.
in your team? Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh, sorry. I do have like one more question about Hunter, which is like how is the community in terms of clubs? Do you guys have a lot of clubs on campus?
Yes. So there is a lot of clubs, and there is actually a computer science club. So yeah, Tech and Hunter is slowly getting better. So that's partly because of like Mr. Zemansky, who like was part of my honors program. Like he's been trying to get more exposure, and like yeah, it has been working. But yeah, there's clubs. There's my friend Blake opened like a open source club, which was really cool. I didn't join, so I didn't know what was in there, but I'm sure it was some good stuff. I Open source is really cool. But yeah, so yeah, there was a lot of clubs. I mean, do you want to know like the clubs I was in, or um,
Yeah, why not, right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I was
tell us.
I was in the fighting game club. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So like every like in between lunch, I would just like play video games. So that was fun.
There's definitely some overlap between like the Brooklyn College and Hunters like communities, because
Mhm.
we also had like a pretty big anime club, we had a pretty big like gaming club,
Yep.
and the computer science club like in Webb Hall would be like in the same area as like the anime kids club and like a gaming club, so it's
Exactly.
pretty cool. And like also like Brooklyn College is slowly growing in terms of what clubs we have. So within my time, computer science club was like reinstalled, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. Like it was reopened. And I knew like the people who founded it and who opened it. Same thing with Women in Computer Science Club. I knew the founders and openers. Engineering Club, um, yeah, stuff like that. At one point, we were trying to make a maker space, which is like a completely different story.
Oh man, I wish there was maker spaces in colleges.
Yeah.
Oh my
There
god.
is in NYU. They have like the nicest makerspace ever.
Are you
and I
are you
would
talking
love
about
for CUNY.
Tandon?
Yeah, NYU
Yeah,
Tandon School of
Tandon.
Engineering.
Wow.
When I saw that, I was like, these people have access to this. I was like, Brooklyn College needs one, and I reached out to the person who ran it. Her name was like Victoria Bill, I think. And like I reached out to the engineering kids, and I was like, let's like try to create something here. And eventually, we got like a 3D printer donated, and I was like in works of like getting a room too, and like a whole new club. And clubs are the best ways to like, I don't know, like build the community, because school will literally give you money and say do whatever you want with it. So you can buy like 3D printing stuff. You can like, for instance, I've always like kind of like championed for hackathon clubs, because then you guys can like pay to like go to hackathons, which other schools do. Like you get free rides, you get like these shuttles. Yeah, I think like clubs are so important, because you can't always wait for like faculty and administrators to like funnel more money. You just have to like start doing your own thing as a student.
I feel like a hackathon club would make sense because like if you win first, that's like exposure for Hunter, right?
Yeah,
Exposure for your school.
exactly. And Bergen College was like killing at hackathons.
Really?
Hell yeah. At least our year. We went to like so many back to back, and we had like, I think like what, 6 or 7 months, Roma? Like people were winning.
Yeah, like first, right? Like every single hackathon they went to was like bring home a prize.
Yeah. This was like when we were both on the e-board. So I was president, she was secretary. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, hobbies, keyboards. Can we see? Okay, first off, hobbies as a keyboard is like honestly really cool. I don't know. Um, do you want to talk about that? Like, how'd you get into keyboards?
Yeah, totally. So, uh, I back my first like keyboard that I had like just for gaming was like a Razer Black Widow, and like it was like super clicky. It was your standard gaming keyboard, and like I only used it because like I googled like gaming keyboard, and that was the first thing that popped up. But I didn't actually know that like the hobby was like way more than that. Like my friend I'm pretty sure it was actually like Chris who had an N Pro. Like I'm not sure who
Nice.
like yeah, it might have been him that kind of like sparked it, but like after typing on like his keyboard, and I kind of realized that like, whoa, there's something here. So ever since then, I was like, I kept buying mechanical keyboards. I kept like trying to make my own. I bought a lot of switches. And yeah, do you want to see some of my keyboards?
Yeah. Can we
Yeah,
see him?
let's see 'em.
Can we see him in chronological order? Like, what was the first keyboard you bought? What was the second? How'd you discover these?
Mhm.
Ooh, and a little like clicky sound test would be cool.
Okay.
Oh, ASMR for real, yeah.
Just a disclaimer: this isn't all my keyboards. Okay, this is a
Ooh.
good.
Just the fraction.
It's a fraction. This is a
Just a
fraction
little
of my
teaser.
power.
This isn't even his final form yet.
I love his keyboards. They're like so nice.
Yeah, super colorful, large variety.
So this is kind of like my first keyboard that wasn't a gaming keyboard. This is like the first and Pro. So like it was a Bluetooth cherry brown. It sounds terrible. Probably can't tell. I'm just kidding.
No,
I
it
like
sounds
it.
nice.
Yeah, I feel like neither of us are like keyboard snobs though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not at all.
And okay, so after that, I upgraded to a Poker 2. So this is kind of like the keyboard I used in Chase. Yep.
wait, this was your okay? So I like recently got my first keyboard, and it was really hard to pick one because there's a lot of variety in terms of like switches. There's like a bunch of other stuff like I don't know, like when a click is registered, keycaps, frames. How did you choose your first one? Because it was really overwhelming for me to pick my first keyboard.
Mm-hmm. I kind of YOLO'd it, and I thought that
Okay.
I
respect that.
Yeah, I was like, I like cherry browns. That means I like tactile, right? So then I started buying like tactile switches, like the Zelios and like things like Holy Pandas, and then I've started using those extensively. And then like this is me thinking like, oh, this is like the best switch. But then I realized that like, wait, there's like a million other switches out there. So then after like buying like 3-4 different type of switches, like I just bought like my own switch tester. So it's one of those things where like there's like 100 different switches and then you can try it. And then I realized like, oh wait, I actually like linear keys. And like there's a whole like switch war. Like people are like, oh, I either like tactiles or linears. And then all this time I was making fun of linears, but it turns out I actually like them. uh, yeah, after that, this is kind of one of the first keyboards that I made. Well, made as in like bought like pre-built pieces. So this is like the Tofu 65 HHKB layout keyboard. This is using the GMK Darlings. I really like this keyboard. I the aesthetic was based off of like an anime I really liked. Yeah, it's like basically like super pink.
It's cute.
Yeah, I love the colors.
Which anime was this?
It's called Darling in the Franxx. It's like a space robot like teens anime, but yeah. Let's see.
Wait, let's hear the clicking. Let's hear the clicking.
Oh yeah. So this one's actually the alias switches, so like they're actually quiet switches, so you can't hear them here.
I can actually hear the difference a little bit. I don't know, between the first one and this one.
Yeah, like this is me pressing hard, and it's not even that loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next, so after that, I kind of got into ortholinear keyboards. So like there are these keyboards that have this kind of like grid layout, and I kind of got into that little hobby of like figuring out
Look at that
what
tiny
the best.
space bar.
Yeah, cute little keyboard.
Look at that. It's tiny. Sorry, I got distracted.
It's okay.
Look
It's
at
a
that. It's tiny.
small boy.
It's very adorable.
Yeah.
And I do love the color scheme again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you were saying you were getting into ortholinear
Yes.
keyboards.
Kind of a mouthful. Yeah. So then I was kind of like looking at like what the so like not only the best type of keyboard to type on, but like the best layout and like the best ergonomic layout. So yeah, like this is kind of a little bit of like a Corona hobby too that I kind of adopted. So like I started learning like different keyboard layouts like Colmac, and then I started like looking at like how I'm typing and the methodology there, and then like in the hopes that I would type fast and like the most comfortable way possible.
Did you start typing faster?
No, my my typing speed actually went down the drain. Learning all of this stuff, I don't know if it was worth it, but it was fun. It was fun to learn about.
Can you show the keyboard again? I
Yeah.
want to see the layout.
So this is a grid layout. So allegedly it helps with like kind of like the spacing between your fingers. You don't have to like extend your pinky so much to hit shift, things like that. And then
There's like no numbers on it.
yeah. So this is a 40% keyboard. That means that you have to like, you know how you hold shift to get capital letters? So like
Yeah.
you would hold like these function keys that these layer keys that would turn something into numbers. So like if I press this, right, this entire like segment here becomes a numpad. right?
That's actually awesome.
Yeah.
You have to like code that, or is that like?
Yeah, you do. So it all uses this open source software called QMK, and then there's like web interfaces where you can customize all the macros and everything. So it's really cool. Yep. And then we have a big boy. From a small boy to a big boy, this is the Kinesis Advantage 2. Yeah, this is
That is a big boy.
Yes. A really interesting layout too with the
Oh, and
dips.
it's clicky.
And so it has this like curved well, so that like your hands like kind of like flow in naturally, and yeah, it's actually a really like comfortable keyboard.
Okay, I gotta ask, what is your typing speed?
Oh,
Like the highest you've gotten?
okay,
I
so
gotta ask.
yeah, you gotta ask. I gotta say it.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
You can also lie, and we just never know. You can be like 400, and I'm like, wow, Miguel, powerful.
Yeah, we're not gonna test you after.
Well, so my fastest typing speed is actually on a MacBook keyboard, because it's what I'm so used to. Yeah, all the fancy keyboards. I'm sorry, I'm doing you dirty, but my fastest typing speed on Monkey Type would be like between 140 to 156.
That's huge.
That's incredibly fast.
He said it so casually too, like very nonchalant.
It seemed like he was gonna be embarrassed by the number. I was expecting like 40 words per minute.
Oh man, like I say it so nonchalantly because there's like other people who type way faster. Like in a hackathon, I did a typing competition to win a keyboard, and I also thought I was like super nice, right? And then someone literally beat me with like 160, 170, and I was just like, wow, I feel so small.
You can feel big here because my typing speed is like 55, which is so bad.
Well, even with like a fast typing speed, I can't like. You gotta think fast to code, right? So it doesn't matter there.
Mine is not super fast either. Mine is like 70 on a good day, like if I'm feeling really good. But I like usually for like coding, you don't even need to type fast. You just need to like sit and think.
Yeah, that's where most of my time goes. And also like the average typing speed is 40 words per minute, right? So you guys are technically above average. So
Thanks. Now now I feel better.
You're above average. We're above average. Look at us.
Like one standard deviation out.
Yeah.
You're like 2.
Well, yeah, I think it really depends. If we're doing like computer science, like average, I think we'd be below. Cause like
for sure.
That average like considers like people who are like really old or just like didn't grow up with technology.
That's true.
So anyway, next keyboard. Do
Back to keyboards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enough of our embarrassing numbers.
Kind of my daily driver for my like Windows computer. So this is the Rama M65B. It is a 100% like brass keyboard with sound dampening and a lot of
sound dampening.
Yeah. I guess I can go ahead and do the type test.
Ooh,
That sounds
nice.
damp to me.
Sounds very damp.
Yep.
I love the color combo. I think that's my favorite.
Really?
I love all the
Yes.
colors so far. Very cute. All.
Thank you.
Yellow's my favorite color.
Oh my
Which is very
god.
important.
I didn't know that actually.
That mustard yellow. Wait, no way, you didn't know that, Roma?
No, I didn't know that.
Fake friends.
Oh, I know.
What's my favorite color?
Unbelievable.
If we're going there.
I know.
Oh, sure.
I don't want to like say such personal information on the podcast.
So I guess I can also talk about like keyboards that I tried making, or like stuff that I was like soldering.
Wow, and he was soldering them himself.
It gets better and better. We're going to custom keyboards now.
So like here's like a bunch of like unbuilt like components that I have. This is also for like ergonomic keyboard. So this one's like a super small boy. It would kind of look like this when it's built. This is my
that.
stenography keyboard.
You have to define what stenography is for the people at home.
Oh, so I also like really got into like trying to like type fast, and as a result of that, I ended up on this rabbit hole called steno. So like what steno is like basically how court reporters like record people talking, and they like type like 200, 300 words per minute. So I kind of had like that dream that like, oh my god, I could like record all my meetings and type like super fast. So then yeah, this is a steno keyboard. Each like key kind of refers to a different sound. So then like this is like the S sound, and then the thumb keys are kind of like the vowels. So then there's like a million different combinations. So like it was really hard to learn. I was only able to get up to like 40 words per minute, and after that I was just like, my brain is melting, this is too much to memorize.
And this is only one half, right? There's two pieces to this keyboard.
Yes. So this is a okay, I'm just trying to get the other piece. I think it's stuck, but yeah, trust me, there is another half, and
it's symmetrical. It looks the same, almost the same, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really ingenious that they use sounds instead of like relying on spelling.
Yeah. Who would have thought of that?
Yeah.
There's also like shorthand and stuff, right?
A lot of probably key bindings and shortcuts.
Yep. Kind of like the same logic with shorthand.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these like better for your wrists?
Yes, actually, for sure. On any of these ergonomic keyboards, like you can prevent things like RSI and like ulnar deviation of the wrist, and you know.
You're scaring everyone here.
Oh my god!
We're using normal
if you're a
keyboards.
software engineer, it's never too late. Get an ergonomic keyboard.
Use
Save
Miguel's
your
referral
life.
bonus on the link below.
These are your money makers, you know.
That's true. Gotta protect these bad boys.
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have any like wrist damage so far. Like I'm like doing this as a hobby, but there's definitely people out there who can benefit. Yep. Here's another small boy.
Oh, I love the tiny ones.
Again, with no labels on them. Just gotta
Yes.
What if you hold it upside down?
You gotta touch type.
What if you hold it upside down? Like, how do you know which side is right side up?
That's such a good point.
That is actually a great point. I didn't think about that.
It's completely symmetrical.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite? Or are you not allowed to
Favorite?
have favorites?
We won't tell.
Okay, I will choose one of my favorite child. Give me a second.
Okay. Next thing you know, one of the least favorites starts malfunctioning.
Oh, he's pulling out something.
And it's in a case. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It's definitely his favorite. It's protected, cushioned away.
Okay, I would say.
Oh wait, do a drum roll. Oh, we missed it.
Too late,
Put it in
too
edit.
late.
Oh, I already showed it.
I'll
okay.
pause it. I'll edit it. Put a little drum roll.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Jazz hands.
So, yeah, these bad boys are wireless. They're Bluetooth, and they are also solar powered. They're
Wow.
ergonomic. They're split
Ooh.
keyboards. Yeah, super fancy. So I really like these because I don't know, if ever there was a zombie apocalypse, this is the keyboard I would
Take with you.
I would
If you were on a desert
Yeah.
island and you had to pick one keyboard, it'd be this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I just say, anyone who has split keyboards is just automatically better than me. Like 10 times. Easy.
Yeah.
They're just
saying,
superior
like,
beings.
He said yes.
No stuttering.
Unbiased opinion. If you see one in the office, you know.
Now you need to get like the matching mice. Like get those fancy mice. With
Oh, I actually do have ergonomic mice. And looks like that, I will
nice.
be back to get them.
Yeah. I like invested in like a pretty expensive, what's it called? Like mouse, and it was just so not worth it. I like preferred my older one.
Was it one of the ones with like the rolling ball on the top?
Yeah, and it had like that automatic scroll thing, so if you like scrolled twice, it would just like speed, and I was like, oh my god, that's not even what I wanted.
No.
Like,
All right.
it was heavy too.
I'm back.
Okay. So then another drum roll. Edit out this one too.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Oh.
So you got your Logitech. You know, I don't even know what these are
I've
called.
never seen them. I've never seen
It's
a mouse
sideways.
like that.
Yeah, so
Oh shit.
it's supposed
see,
to
It looks like a ship.
have a more
like a
natural
spaceship.
wrist
If I
shape.
see that on my coworker's desk, I'm just gonna run away. I'm gonna quit. Like, I can't compete with this guy. This guy's
It's like
terrifying.
final boss software engineer.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, but sometimes I use this the ball layout. I guess it's like it's hard to get used to. So like at the end of the day, my favorite is still really the trackpad because you have all
Oh, I
your gestures.
love a good trackpad.
Yeah, can't go wrong. But these definitely do help too if you guys are interested.
Wait, so the ball is the mouse?
Yes. So how you move it is you kind of like with your thumb you kind of move the ball and it kind of like moves the mouse that way. So then you don't have to move your wrist at all. It's kind of a more natural position. And
Does it hurt your thumb after a while?
actually a little bit, but apparently your thumb is like one of your strongest like finger ligaments. So
Have you guys ever seen that like meme with a thumb bicep?
Oh.
That's Miguel's
Yeah.
thumb after an hour of
That's my
coding.
workout regimen. Never miss thumb day. I will give the hardest thumbs ups ever.
Okay.
Don't want to thumb wrestle with you.
Okay. I think we should hear a clicky test on the mouse too. The mice.
Okay, sure.
Very nice. Can we hear a scrolling sound? Sometimes they have nice sounds.
Oh no, I don't like that one at all.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's cool because like people actually came up with like a trackball mouse that actually is for gaming. It's technically like more accessible. Like people go crazy. Like all these ergonomic mouse and mice. I mean, and keyboards. Yeah, just
No, I love this. You have like the customized keyboards, custom mice, custom trackpads. Now I'm trying to think what else could you customize.
I feel like I'm on like this adventure of trying to be the best software engineer, and my interpretation of that is like getting expensive gear, getting like a Herman Miller chair, and and a standing desk.
Right. You have like 2 standing desks in your room, right?
Yeah. So I use that one for gaming, and this one for like work and for coding.
Wow, I love that separation of like work and fun.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I actually want to talk about that. Okay, first off, all your keyboards are super cool, and
Thank you.
now I kind of want more keyboards too. I think keycaps especially would be fun to customize. But I've been recently thinking about like what makes a good engineer too. Tell us more about your idea of like what an excellent engineer looks like in terms of like traits and skills.
Yeah. So so
I know, heavy question
It
right
is a
after
heavy
like
question.
20 minutes of goofing off and
Right?
clicking on stuff. It's kind of a curveball. I know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not good at like the transitions.
Oh,
Just
don't worry about
throwing
it.
Whatever
Yeah.
question comes to my mind.
it definitely is something we all think about in the shower. Like how do we be a better engineer? So the answer is it is definitely not getting the most expensive keyboard out there, but definitely I would say is like an engineer with like good soft skills and like ability to like constantly communicate with someone and like yeah, so having good communication skills actually really help because like at the end of the day everyone can kind of like Google stuff, so like if you know something that someone else doesn't, you can like literally read like 5 minutes of documentation and then you'll have the same knowledge as someone else, right? So what really differentiates another engineer is just one, like knowing how to Google. What that comes from experience. So like at the end of the day, the fundamentals, right? So like communication, like I guess good like focus, that really helps.
I mean, you said a few things. You also said Googling, which I think is also a kind of a skill in its own. Third one, reading like documentation, which I think kind of goes with focus. I think those are all, of course, communication and like soft skills like mentoring and collaborating and sharing ideas and being able to like discuss different options and trade-offs.
Yep, exactly. I feel like
What
all
about
of
you?
that comes naturally eventually, like, right? Like once you have experience. So like you shouldn't be too intimidated to like right off the bat you're not going to make system design charts, right? um but yeah.
Yeah. We got communication, focus, Googling, being able to like look up and Google stuff. Oh, I already said that, I guess. And like being able to read technical documents. And you wouldn't like, I would argue that like being able to read technical documents is also a skill because sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming and they'll give you all the information, you know. Some of them will
Mm-hmm.
have tutorials versus like a reference sheet on everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm curious if you have anything to add, Roma. Like, what else do you think would make a good engineer? What are skills you guys are trying to build?
Honestly, I have no idea what makes a good engineer. I wish I knew because then I could just do it.
Well,
But
knowing is like half of the game. Doing it is like another tough battle.
yeah, I feel like I can't even figure out like what I don't know. I feel like there's so much out there that I'm like always like, oh, I should learn this, I should learn that, and then like I learn it, and then you forget it like that, and you learn something really quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
mean,
I have no nothing.
well,
Like,
no, those are two things already. Like, one, being able to learn new skills. Engineers are constantly learning new things. I don't think you ever like have a
And
day where you're like, oh, I knew everything I had to do. And then being able to retain that knowledge and build on top of it. Whereas next year, you're not relearning the same problems.
yeah, and just a note on that, I think what's also important is like knowing where to look, because like sure you could like learn all these skills, but so oftentimes you'd be stuck in like tutorial hell. So that's kind
Mm,
of like a term that people use when like every day you're just like on Medium articles or like you're watching YouTube videos, but then you're not actually like doing. So, um, knowing where to spend your time, and like my advice is like really just trying to make a project. I feel like that's the most like type of productive, like at least that's how I learn.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, knowing where you spend your time. So optimization. So like, yeah, software engineer.
Yeah. Uh,
what about you, Shazada? What makes a
Ooh.
good engineer?
Listen, I'm still like chipping away at that answer all the time. It's 6 months for me at this after full time. I'm on my 6th month, end of my 6th month, and I've been thinking a lot about like what makes a good engineer because I feel like I was a really good student. I'd always like come prepared. Like theoreticals came very natural to me. I can read the textbook, read the slides, and I'm like, I'm game for anything that happens in class. But college is not the same as full time, and there's skills in full time that I'm still developing. And I think one of them is kind of like what you were saying, knowing where to look. And for me, it's not really tutorial hell, but it's like going down the rabbit hole. I have a question, where do you Google it? Like, obviously, there's no textbook. You can just read it, or like, you can't flip to the back and look at the answer and like memorize how to do that. So sometimes I'll go down wrong rabbit holes trying to solve the problems. And that's a skill I'm trying to learn, like answer the problem as efficiently as possible without going into rabbit holes that aren't helpful. There's other stuff. I think handling ambiguity is a really big thing for engineering. In classes, you have a syllabus, you have slides, you have a professor, and it's very like all constrained. Like I remember at one point, in like my intro class, somebody was complaining that they had to use a function that we hadn't learned. And in engineering, you have like no idea where anything is. Like you'll be working with like multiple systems at any point. And then there's like multiple packages, multiple libraries, frameworks, different languages combined together. There's multiple repositories, sometimes multiple like version controls, and everything is ambiguous. So like to be productive, you can't know everything. In college, everything is built up. You learn chapter 1, that builds on chapter 2, that builds on chapter 3. Sometimes like one task is completely unrelated to another task you get, and it's like you don't have to know everything to be productive, but you also just can't do stuff without learning. And that's a thing I've been trying to learn, which is like you have to be productive. So like you can't just sit there and learn everything from the foundation up. Be productive like with what you know. And then 2, like you can't just do stuff and like like hold it together with like duct tape and Stack Overflow questions. Like you have to still build foundation and like be able to like carry that over. And I can keep talking about it because there's like a million things I've been like documenting and keeping track of. I think documentation is also a huge skill for software engineering, and that's like a multiplier. The moment you document it, you learn better. You like clarify whatever you don't understand, and 2, it makes it easier for someone else to pick up your work, and 3, it's just like everyone on the team kind of benefits, and everyone who comes after you will benefit too. And writing good documentation is a skill too. Like, not everyone can just write down. You can't just like, it's not like journaling your feelings. You have to be like very concise, but also explain the foundational so people can pick it up. See, I can go on forever. I thought a lot about this.
Yeah, I kind of want to clap now after both your answers.
Listening, I'd be scared.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. I'm terrified now.
Oh, sorry. It's not as bad because you're like on a team and everyone is like willing to help you and teach you. And your first tasks are always like small enough where you can build confidence. And a part of the job and a part of like your hiring managers and your engineering managers and your teammates is to help you like ramp up. Like if they're throwing you in the deep end, that's a problem on their end. That's not like you being a bad engineer. I blame them, not you, if you're struggling. Okay, we're almost at an hour, so we need to like wrap it up, and I can talk to you like forever, I think, but
Yep.
What are some good closing questions, Roma? You have anything going on?
I have so many questions. But we only have, right, like...
Yeah, what's a
15
good like
minutes?
ending note? Not even.
Good,
We're at 58 minutes right now, so.
maybe we can end it on 2 things. One, because like technically this was supposed to be like a CUNY, like how like inspirational thing, like CUNY students who've kind of made it, or not made it, but you know, trying to make it.
I don't even know what I'm doing with the podcast anymore. It's just my baby. I'll just do whatever I want. Right now, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a CUNY thing anymore. I think eventually it'll just be about like cool technology. Hey, that would be a cool thing to end on. Cool technology. Anything that's exciting you right now? Oh, wait. Sorry, Roma, you had 2 questions.
No, it's okay.
What is this?
I like that. Let's hear it. I was gonna be like, where do you see yourself in the future? But now I'm like, that's kind of whack. Yeah, let's end it on
No. What was the other
technology.
question?
I don't even
I'm
remember.
sorry. I got excited. The ADHD brain being like,
Oh my god.
You can
Yeah,
pick
so
whatever question
I
you want to
can pick?
answer. We can throw like 4 more and you can choose.
You can ask yourself a question.
Ooh.
If anything,
Possibilities.
right?
Well,
Delicious.
I can answer both. You know, in the future, I see myself.
Million
maybe-
keyboards. Throne
I
of
see
mess.
myself using cool technologies. Right there, you go.
Ooh, he's melding them.
In order to like, I don't know. I guess like my pipe dream is to like make a startup, but that's like everyone's dream. So.
Oh, yes.
If you do, you know, message me
Yeah.
on Discord.
Would you do like a startup with your friends? Of like is that your first instinct? 'Cause, like I know some people are like, oh, don't work with your friends.
Not me. If I had a good idea, I would call everyone I knew, even if they didn't know how to code. I'd be like, guys, come, we can all learn.
That's true. I definitely would, but not all my friends I think are fit to work with me on startups. The computer science club, I feel like was like a mini startup. Roma, me, Tyler, like Sam, Vincent, the people we work together like on the club, we always said this was a startup, but we don't get paid at all. And if we did a real startup with a real product that like with strong incentives of of like actual benefiting us, like it was always for like the community.
We could kill it, genuinely.
No, yeah, you gotta like, but you have to have people like who are on the same page about product and same like work and moral like compasses, you know, like you can't work with people who just like I don't know, you can't argue with people every single thing, right? So you have to be like at least with some similarities. What kind of startup would you
Would
do?
you work with friends? Oh yeah.
Both. Answer both.
What was it? What was the other question? I heard what kind of startup.
Would you work with your friends?
Yeah, I would. I feel like they're like your day ones, right? At least I would try. You know, like I hope it wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
explode, but it's like at least you
There
feel
goes
together,
friendship and money.
You know. Also like, yeah, but what kind of startup? I feel like anything I'm like passionate about. Like, imagine I make like a mechanical keyboard like website or something like that. Like, yeah.
That's a very strong community, and they're willing to pay.
Oh, I mean, they're already paying.
I feel like there's definitely something for it. Yeah. Let's brainstorm after. I think we could do something.
I'll sync with you offline. That's what they say, right?
Any technology right now you're excited about?
Man, I wish I could tell you like because everyone would be like, oh, cryptocurrency, metaverse, but like
NFT.
I'm like such a like front end nut, and like I'm literally like in my free time I learn like JavaScript frameworks and like.
No, tell us about like a framework you're excited about right now.
Yeah, for sure. I've been learning this new like, well, technically it's a meta framework because like it's built on top of React. It's like a full stack framework called Remix. And yeah,
I see that.
yeah, it's basically like a server-sided like framework that basically like the way you like program is like a little differently, like you know how React is like often like client-sided. Remix kind of like what I really like about it is just like it like improves the developer experience so much. Like in the same file you like work with like where the API requests go to, and like I don't know, it just like looks so clean. It's like really fast. Like I can like it also like sticks a lot to like the fundamentals. Like you like the way you like look through the documentation, you end up like looking up stuff on like MDN, so like things like cookies. So like yeah, like I've been learning that. It's been really cool. Maybe I'll make my startup on that one day, but yeah, really cool.
Okay, last question maybe. No, definitely not. Okay, no, we have to wrap it up. So last question is, do you have advice to the freshman you that just was considering nursing, you know, or like maybe even unsure of what to do, who just entered college?
I just be like, hey, yo, these people are making a lot of money doing stuff that is not that hard.
Get your ass in here.
You could be one of those people. Cracking the coding interview, Bitcoin. You know?
Bitcoin.
I don't know. I feel like whenever people ask that question, I think like, oh, you have 20 seconds to tell your old self something. So, yeah, something like that.
Miguel, thank you for joining us, and Roma, thank you for being a co-host. That's a wrap.
Yeah, thank you for hosting me.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Happy holidays.
That's Miguel and Roma and I kind of goofing off for a little bit and jumping between somewhat serious topics to just more conversations between friends. I'm still not fully sure where this podcast is going. I'm just having fun with it. I'm sharing it with my friends. I'm seeing the numbers grow and writing newsletters and just enjoying the process. It did start as something where I wanted it to be a tool for people of different backgrounds, of, you know, who might not have all the advantages of an elite school. But lately, I found myself kind of getting sick of talking about tech careers, and there's only a discrete list of, there's only so much you can talk about careers, and I don't know if a podcast is the best way to like reach college students, because that's kind of the demographic, or anyone who's like trying to break into the tech industry. And I know college students have a lot going on, or people who are, you know, job hunting in general have a lot going on. I don't know if a podcast is the best way to reach them. So I've been reconsidering how to do this, and I like to see this podcast, this initiative, as a live organism that changes and evolves over time. And right now it is sort of somewhere between hanging out with friends and also trying to break into the tech industry. I think in the future it might be cool to revisit that and explore other things. I really like the idea of like learning casually. I like the idea of like learning in a conversation, talking to experts and figuring out what they're into. And obviously it would still be like casual and conversational, something not super heavy or intimidating. But yeah, exploring different things we could do with the podcast. So stay tuned. And I have to do it again. I have to plug the things. Join our Discord server. Definitely join the newsletter. I have so much fun writing those. You can also follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram. And definitely subscribe. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That actually costs a little bit of money out of my pocket. So don't let it be in vain. Join us. All right. Enjoy your New Year's and happy holidays. That was kind of corny. I've never done that before. All right. Bye.